Finally!
We haven't talked about this yet with her, so we have to wait on rights.
Understood.
On writing rights. Anywho,
The kiss of the Raven Queen.
this got way worse. Continue.
The Raven Queen is a goddess of death.
Hey.
Tardothians
Yeah,
don't
let's
necessarily worship her. As far as I'm aware, she's from the mainland, mostly. But we have taken her in the form of Phobos, I believe.
Is this like a Vox Machina thing where I'm going to have to die later on for my previous interactions? Bump the Vox Machina thing. Back to this. Am I going to have to pay a blood debt, like, after this?
You've already died.
True.
If the Raven Queen
Holy
has marked you, then
Is she immortal?
I'm not immortal. She wouldn't dare do that to me.
I can't question her.
Oh no, you don't have to. I am.
Well,
Both
in
of you just
Tardodith,
died.
they certainly don't worship the Raven Queen. They have the maid, and she is usually an all-encompassing goddess. But perhaps she simply slipped in another way. It would not be the first time that they took a different form and a different name.
Good.
And he, like, pats your cheeks a little bit, and he's like,
Oh, that's it.
Love this man. I also really love that his name is Elfie McElf. It's good. He's Eleanor, the L is in, so he's Elfie McElf.
Stop. Okay, so now that my life is ruined,
ruined? Why would you say ruined?
I'm coming to terms with the fact
And he, like, brings another stool in and he sits down. And he, like, shuffles in so that he's, like, close to all of you, and he's just like, yes.
Does Elazar glow?
Elazar glows, but only faintly.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he shuffles in and he, like, takes your hand and he, like, pats the back of it. My wife died. My daughter did not.
Mm-hmm.
My wife made a very strong poison. My daughter did not. But no one else knows that.
Ooh.
She decided to leave Tardodith. And I decided to leave Tardodith. Besides, the cold wasn't good for my bones.
it never is. Never for anyone. It's amazing that anyone lives there at all.
People live where they're put. Most people don't leave. They just complain a lot.
I guess it's a blessing we should find each other in such a city then.
That's the good of Atesa. We come from all over to make a new life. Now, I hardly think your life is ruined. You're in a new place with new friends.
She like side eyes, remember?
I'm sure that you're going to do great things. And he like stands up. He's like, I'm going to go reorganize the books that I unorganized. It keeps me busy. And he like walks away.
Oh, cute.
So good. I love that dude.
He's a good man. Good man. Heck. Sad boy hours.
Sad boy hours.
Well, now we gotta go find this mogul, dude. How do we summon a mogul? We get a toupee.
Orange paint. Orange face paint.
Cheetos.
We throw a presidential debate.
Oh
Dirty like
no.
that.
set up a Shark Tank like facade.
Yes. But it's all of us in chairs, though, and they have to make their pitches.
The Apprentice.
Apprentice style, we just start yelling at people about their money.
We need somebody with the name Mogul who would like to be on a TV show called The Apprentice.
Anybody?
I don't know.
If you're like a new god, that's even better looking on your resume.
You know, if you have really bad handwriting, looking to get into some
If
wood
you make
etching.
people crazy.
If you're crazy.
I think something to consider. We have been tracking these blue stones. Rude. We've been tracking these blue stones that drive people out of their minds. And the merchant who gave Eleazar that pamphlet was out of his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Is it right to assume that this mogul might be responsible for the stones?
I would imagine so.
It seems likely to me.
But it seems odd. A god that is built on commerce and merchants designing a stone that actively drives people out of their mind and less able to communicate and make sales. I don't understand what the benefit is.
Also, commerce and money in itself is not inherently evil.
No. So
It
what
causes many good
what
things.
is the difference between someone who is simply fond of money and someone who is unwittingly worshipping this mogul? And is it unwitting? Do people know that they are worshipping him, or is he simply taking energy from people because they like money?
Maybe we go down to the merchant scale. I'm just spitballing here, and we're just like, hey, how do you feel about mogul? Am I right? And just see how it goes.
We also have our rapport with Lydia. It might be worth it for one of us to go back and simply ask, we have come across some new information. Does this name mean anything to you?
But will it stop her? Like, will she care? Is my
Well,
problem.
I think we
Probably
should definitely meet.
We also have an appointment tonight.
Yeah.
She
We
doesn't
don't
like
all
me very
necessarily.
much.
Yes, well, we don't all necessarily need to go.
I think that might be best if we don't.
It
What are you
seems
trying
important.
to say?
It feels like that was weird. It feels like Scarlos and Fionna are definitely not cousins,
We're kissing cousin.
and it feels West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Miss Virginia.
It feels to me as if that was a code word that I unwittingly delivered.
Oh, this was your guys' thing.
Tight. Love that.
Which perhaps was a good thing.
Yes, I believe that that will give us some more information, but
I think we should follow up with that lead.
I agree. But the question is, how do we want to split up then? If some of us want to go back to the Merchants Guild, and if some of us want to pursue things with Fionna. Did you, when we went to the Merchants Guild, did you have any conversation with Lydia, or were you mostly like in the background?
No, I was just there with you listening, paying attention. I didn't really speak with her.
Yeah.
But I was there.
Did everybody go? I feel like we were all there.
No, it was just you and I.
I did go at one point because I was touching her stuff.
Oh yeah, there was
and
one point when we all went in her office.
moving her books around.
Yeah. So she wouldn't necessarily like you.
No, she doesn't like me.
Most people don't. An acquired taste.
Daniel, I need you to roll perception.
Constitution saving
Yeah,
throw,
she
son.
like kills you.
Perception check.
Yeah, I need
really
you to roll.
vulnerable right now.
Actually, would it be? Let me see here real quick.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see if it would be perception or insight.
I think perception's alright.
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception.
Big mental enemies.
20, not natty.
Nice.
You feel something as if something wrapped around your body is suddenly constricting you. and tugging you.
Oh.
And it pulls you. It almost feels like something yanks you towards Safine, and towards Remember, and towards Angrod.
Would we notice this happening? It's like
Only if he it feels to him he'd be able to feel it, but it wouldn't be something that you guys would be able to. Safine would maybe notice him twitching a little bit, but that would be it.
Okay.
And that's all. It just is like, that's all.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Almost like
I'm thinking.
not. I think the better way to describe it is not just like you're being pulled individually, but almost like something
It's not
pulls you
pulling
and
it off
ties
them.
you together. Yeah.
So I get a sense that we should stick together.
If that's what you think that fate is telling you.
That's what you get for being mean to me.
What?
What I think is very interesting is that like you haven't shared anything with them.
No, I know.
Because he's a dick.
Well, so we have two options, right? We've got to go to Lightmend and I think we should all go to Lightmend together.
I thought you just said I'm an acquired taste.
Something's telling me we should stick together.
Do you have a third eye as well?
What if I don't want to go?
I don't think so.
I think this is wise. I also think
What
we have
time is
time.
it?
Yeah, what time is it?
It's probably nearing. It's probably like time-wise, it's probably like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah, and
earlier.
she said come back this evening, so like we
Yeah,
could
we
go
have
to
time.
the Merchants Guild first and then go back
Yeah.
and ask about it. Can I just take out a book that I keep with me, because I keep my like spell books and new books, and just copy down some of the stuff from the pamphlet?
Yeah.
So like keywords that stick out to me, if there's any like super legible sentences, anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
so that I have it without having to take the pamphlet away from Elazar.
Yeah,
Oh, we could do one
absolutely.
of those like lays of paper over it and then like lead pencil it over it, you know, like to get
Very
it.
good.
That
true.
that mercantile symbol, the merchant symbol that you've got right there,
Yeah.
is that same symbol that's all over this pamphlet.
Okay. Yes, I think it would be wise to possibly return to the Merchants Guild and just see if this is, if they are to become our enemies in this. I hope not. I truly feel on some level that this is an unwitting worship on their part, but
So what are we looking to kind of unfold when we go? Like, what will be the point of questioning? Are we going to speak with Lydia?
I believe it is worth knowing if there are going to be people working actively against us in the name of Lord in this town. Because if the entirety of the Merchants Guild is behind him, if they worship him actively and it becomes known that we are the champions to fight against him, it could go very badly for us very fast, because this is a town built on merchants and mercantile services.
And the surrounding cities.
The entire country. It could go very wrong very fast if this is an organized religion.
You don't think that if they're unconsciously serving that they could be controlled?
Maybe that is the purpose of the gems.
What have I been saying from day?
Because they had those wolf collars, and the wolves were controllable.
It makes sense. If
You picked up our
I know.
But
you don't get to do plot
I don't keep notes.
Neither do I.
But as you said, they're going crazy.
They are, but perhaps this pamphlet is certainly not organized. Perhaps he does not want organized minds. Perhaps the nature of what is being worshipped is not necessarily what he is about. Maybe the money and the gold, it is not necessarily... It is what is worshipped in order to worship him, but it is not what he is working towards.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he has a purpose beyond the money that is more important and is worth losing the minds of his worshippers for. Either way, I believe that it would be in our best interest to find whether or not this is an organized company that will be working against actively, or whether this is a grander plot with unwitting monks.
No matter what we find today, we tell the Lord Commander.
Perhaps we tell Una first?
I am not an untrusting person, but the Lord Commander has an active interest in keeping his people safe. And I want to believe Una is doing the same, but I know his intentions.
I will see to that. If it is something that you feel strongly about. I usually wait until I have all of the information to deliver it, but if this is something that you are driven by, then I can respect it.
You report information to commanders and they make decisions based on what they already know.
You are very trusting.
Then let us make it a three-way plan tonight.
Slight grin knows what I just said.
Perhaps we make our first stop at the Merchants Guild, find everything that we can there, and then go to the Lightwind, see what Fionna has for us,
We set up an altar.
and then end our night talking to the Lord Man.
It is very important that you do not alert the Merchants Guild to what we're doing.
I agree. If they are actively working against us, then I do not want them to know that it is us they are working against.
In disguise.
Perhaps. But I also feel like Lydia would not necessarily simply give this information to anyone. We have built a rapport with her. We have established an exchange of information. I do not know if perhaps it would be better suited to talk to her as myself.
In any case, we cannot afford to run now. We cannot afford to run.
I believe we are very close to a break. There are only so many straws that can be stuck together before they collapse. And I feel as if we are getting close to that collapse.
Agreed. Someone somewhere must know about Morgul.
I agree. Then perhaps
We just
do
have
want
to be careful about how we communicate about
I
it.
agree, yes.
What if we post a stake out on the Merchants Guild at night? Similar to what we did with the Bee's Knees, although we did not find much except for lovers in the nighttime.
Grinning quite. I think we found very many interesting things, to be honest.
You're right, but typically you would have to pay for them, which I did not want to do. Or be a part of any of it. However, what if they are conscious of their worship and they are doing so in secret? Since this is not a country of gods, perhaps they could be apprehensive to let people know that they are in fact worshiping.
Did I see, because I looked specifically for like back rooms or anything that they might be going into, did I see any like traffic flow into any kind of backroom situation?
You were only able to really get into like the main area of the Merchants Guild. You could definitely tell that there wasn't any pointed like direction. Everyone was doing their job. Everyone was going around and doing what they needed to do for the day.
Yeah. Then perhaps we do this. I have. Can we rest? We're
Yeah, we
full,
rested
right?
at some point.
This is
Yeah.
like a new day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, tight. I can potentially disguise all of us if I should need to. Do we want to go as all of us and go under disguise so that if we were to unwittingly give ourselves away as enemies of Mogul, no one should know who we are?
I don't think she would tell us as much information as she would if we were ourselves.
I don't know if we'd even be able to speak with Lydia if we were disguised.
Well, we did the first time. She didn't know us.
We did.
We just waltzed up in there.
Yeah, we simply asked for Lydia.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Well, we
believe-
had some pull because we had
yeah.
the title and like, hey, we're doing this for the Lord Commander and everything.
Well, she didn't know for the beginning because I was trying not to tell her,
Oh, that's
and then
right.
I fucked it up. But
I remember.
I
We
think
failed our
in-
perception checks while we were in there too.
Yes, in that light, perhaps it is wise not to go as ourselves because we do not wish to implicate the Lord Commander as well.
That is true.
We are directly holding his safety in our hands at this point.
Oh, is he still alive? We should
Yeah, I
check in
thought
on
he was
that.
like super dead.
He
so, like,
did.
first time we talked to him, like we left the room and he died immediately.
Yeah, that's in my mind what happened.
We would have heard. There would have been like alarm bells.
Or maybe
Maybe.
they keep it under wraps. We don't know.
Like, keep it a secret. So
Una!
City
Just,
doesn't
do
give a
any
shit.
of us have message? I feel like I
No,
should have
we're
taken
not
that one.
cool enough yet. We don't have enough power. We don't have the juice, as the kids say.
Can you see any benefit in speaking to the regular merchants in town? There's the Merchants Guild, yes, and they are more powerful, but when we first encountered the stone in the first town, it was on a cart in the middle of a market. This isn't isolated to those who have power. It is with everyone.
That is true. I do not know. I think
Common folk tend to be a little bit more liberal with their beliefs. We could go to the market.
the spell lasts for an hour. I could cast disguise on us, make us look a little bit different than we do, and we could go speak to some merchants and then go to the Merchants Guild and speak to
As
them.
long as we do not
That
walk
sounds
into the
good.
Merchants Guild holding a banner that says we are here to kick moguls' ass, I don't understand why we have to reveal ourselves as his adversaries.
I don't know how to ask about it without implicating ourselves as possibly being against him. Because I think if someone is worshipping him and they are aware that he's pursuing a certain goal, if he
Elazar
is-
brings in like ale for all of you now, and then he like just
Thank
leaves
you,
the room.
Eliza. We could ask them the history behind their mercantile symbol and see what history they have on that.
You know,
That's
so
Elazar.
Eliza!
And he just comes right back in. Yes.
This symbol, and she holds it, and just, that lead like
The-
shaving
The
brush.
merchant symbol.
Do you have anything on the history of this symbol and where it came from?
It was created when Ataseth was created.
This is a problem. I mean, no, it's not a problem. Eliza, don't worry about that.
Everything needs symbols, everything needs colors, and so the Merchants Guild decided that this was theirs.
And who is the founder of the Merchants Guild all those years ago?
I'll have
Look
to
at
look
him.
that up.
Pulls list of names.
I'll have to
It's
look
mogul
that up.
backwards.
Dun, dun, dun. We've solved the case.
Welcome.
Wow.
I think that we have spent a lot of time talking. It might be worth it to
Punch someone.
Agreed.
We are on the right track. I think we are getting close to finding some information that will be invaluable to us. But I think we have to actually go in order to find it.
Does Elazar have that list of people that I can't show remember?
Not yet. No,
Okay.
it's only been like
Oh, it's only been a day.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
The
it's
same
He has
day.
it is the same day.
Yeah.
Elazar, back for more pretzels. Alright.
Are they soft pretzels or hard pretzels? I need to know this.
They're just hard pretzels.
Small ones? Small ones.
Small, crunchy, hard pretzels that look like he made them himself.
That's cute, but like
Not
vastly inferior to a soft pretzel.
All right. So, are we gonna go to the Merchants Guild?
I have the name for you. Was a dwarven gentleman by the name of Orsic.
Oh, the dwarves are trying to protect the guild from the evil merchant god, and so they're making people crazy.
Evil
Orsic,
merchants guild.
O-R-S-I-C?
O-R-S-I-K.
Poor sick.
You're sick, lady.
Most excellent.
Party on, wait.
Also, just so you know, if you ever actually read my notes, all of the names in here are spelled horribly. Like, I don't think I've spelled the Tayseth right.
You just gotta do your
Anytime.
best.
You're doing great.
I have to use a lay restroom.
Okay.
If
Then,
you
like,
want to go to the Merchants Guild and talk, because Sophia's just gonna kind of nose around and like look at things.
Screen remember are check the fuck out for the next hour. Y'all have fun.
okay. So, like, we can start walking, and then once we get a little bit closer, I'll go ahead and cast Disguise Self. This is gonna be all of my first level spells in order to make this happen. But I'm gonna cast Disguise Self on all of us because I don't want to take the chance of anybody linking us to being against Mogul if that becomes an issue.
Okay.
Now I have to figure out where to do that one. Okay, so Disguise Self on all of us. I'm just gonna make us look like merchants. I think I can bring Remember down to like kind of a reasonable size.
What does a merchant look like, kids?
You know, like wearing sort of kind of nicer clothes, maybe travel clothes if they've been on the road. Having. Okay.
Alright. So you
remember, you are 7 feet tall now instead of 8 feet tall. So you can only do 1 foot of difference.
So still an obscenely tall woman.
I'm gonna make you a tiefling. No, would tieflings be?
Tieflings are like humanoid height.
Yeah, but are they like common-ish
Yeah.
here? I've seen a few
In a
tieflings.
Tayseth, there's like quite a few halflings and tieflings and stuff like that.
Okay, what would be a race other than hers? Other than the I can't remember.
Tiefling.
She's a Goliath.
That, yeah. What would be a race other than a Goliath that can reach that like 7 foot mark without it being too much of an issue?
I don't really think there is anything. I think it's Goliath.
Okay.
It's-
If she were to look like a tiefling, could I pass it off as, oh yeah, she's just really tall?
Probably.
Tight.
You
Okay.
Sure, certainly try. It would draw eyes, but you could certainly try.
You're gonna be a tiefling now.
Remember, is wildly excited about having horns
And a tail.
and a tail. Does a lot of prancing. Also, this is retcon. Was very into Fionna. Very excited about that.
Hold on.
Soft lad.
Soft toy. Okay. Yeah, so we all look different. And we're coming up on the Merchants Guild. Anything anybody wants to do before we go in?
Push my tail. I have a tail.
If I felt anything else.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Then, do we want to go in or do we want to...
You sound so defeated.
You know we're gonna do stuff.
All right.
Do stuff. We're so close, y'all.
Let's go.
I can feel it. Oh my god. Right.
I believe in you.
Okay.
Y'all better get this done before Sakine comes back and starts poking things.
Alright, so you guys head into the Merchant's Guild, looking not at all like yourselves. And a few people kind of glance at you, especially up at the very tall tiefling woman in their midst. And Lydia herself actually comes over, and she frowns up at you. And,
That wasn't hard at all.
I'm Lydia. I'm in charge here. What can I help you?
It doesn't change your voice, right?
No.
No, so we have to throw on accents. Fuck. Oh god, I didn't think
Hold
about
on. I gotta figure out what remembers.
Hello
I'm not
there.
doing voices.
Would remember know that it doesn't change her voice? Has remember ever been disguised before?
I would have given them like the rundown.
You didn't though.
Listen, Dwayne The Rock Johnson showed up. We had the rundown. Right? He's in that movie? I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's the rundown with The Rock.
Sure.
Anyway. Well, hello there.
Hello, friend.
Forgive us, it's been a rather long day on the road. We're simply looking for a little bit of information about the merchants' society in this town.
Are you all merchants then?
Yes.
What else
We're-
would we be?
You should be merchants if you're coming here to... I'm very busy. I don't have time. What are your names and what is it that you're selling?
My name is Polly, and this over here is Meredith. And
I'm Hank.
That's Hank. And my friend over here in the back is Dot. Let me write all this down real quick.
Good improv.
Meredith, Hank, Polly?
Polly, Meredith, Hank, and Dot.
And where are you from?
We're traveling right now. We don't really have a home base. We're just picking things up as we go. We're based.
You're based in...
Well, I
Right now,
What
would
the
you...
fuck is the name of the town that we came from? Shit.
we don't want to say anywhere in it.
Oh.
We're based in. I hesitate to say because it's been such a long time. We don't really have any ties to it anymore. But originally we were from like the outskirts of Guram, but we're moving forward now, and we've left that behind us.
And what is it that you're planning to sell? Are you planning to sell here in Intesa?
We were thinking about it. We were going to scope it out and see what the possibilities were like before we came in. We were
As-
thinking about possibly bringing in textiles.
Textiles would be fine. We do get quite a lot of those from Adgord, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yes.
But we currently have a restriction on sparkling segvite, so if you have any of that to sell, you'll have to look elsewhere.
Given that I've never heard of it, I don't think that's going to be an issue.
It's a blue sparkling stone. It sells quite well for jewelry, but
We're also
if you find any and you plan to sell it, then you will not be able to sell or trade it in Intesa. Like I said, we currently have a restriction on it.
I appreciate the information. Thank you very much.
Is there any reason why there's the restriction or any certain other types of goods that you have restrictions on?
This is the best thing we've ever done, you guys.
Simply need versus just it's the demand has decreased to the point where we don't
demand
need
and supply. Demand and supply.
Of course.
I believe it's supply
So
and
textiles. Yes, if you'd like, I can put your names down, and we can be in touch to see if you have anything in the future. I will need to print up something for you, so
That would
that
be
you.
wonderful.
Right. And she like snaps her fingers, and someone rushes over, and she's like,
You look very
"These four are going to be interested in selling and purchasing here as well, or just?"
Yes, we keep an ongoing supply going. We like to buy and sell everywhere we go.
Very well. Traveling merchants from the borders of Giron, they're interested in textiles. If you could, thank you. It was lovely to meet you.
Y'all do have a very nice establishment here. Just very wonderful.
We
You know, as merchants, we travel and we're on the road a lot. We don't get to come into places like this very often, and man, it's just. Do you guys have anybody we could talk to about how y'all set up such a wonderful establishment here?
Steal trade secrets.
I'm-
That's what this
What
sounds
do you
like.
mean? How the building was constructed?
Yes. A barn.
Just how y'all put this whole system together. Keep everything running so smoothly.
That was before my time. That was 100 years ago now.
Oh, I'm sure it was before your time, sweetheart. You're such a wonderful looking thing.
Well,
And
thank
it took me away. I'm
Thank you.
craving the sweet release of death. Please, God.
Thank you very much, sir.
Wait, are we talking to Lydia right now? Okay, great.
Josa will take care of you all. I have some things to take care of, but he can help you with that sort of information.
Oh, wow, thank you very much. And he just like kisses her hand.
And she's just like,
He just pats it.
lovely
He's
to meet
also
you.
taller.
He's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
a foot
dwarf.
taller.
He's like dwarven and a foot taller.
Yeah.
Very lovely to meet you all.
Thank you very
Have a
much.
good day.
I don't believe I caught your name.
Lydia, I'm the overseer here. If you would be so kind. And she like kind of bows a little bit at the waist, and then she like goes off. And then like Josa comes up, and he's got a clipboard, and he's like, "All right, I got your names down here, and you said textiles. Are you interested in purchasing or selling anything at the moment?"
Not right at the moment. We were just looking around to see what the market might be like. Our whole caravan is a little farther out. We're just sort of the first wave that came through.
I will put down that we should be expecting some shipments then. And he like jots something down.
Say, do you get traveling merchants very often? We've never come through these parts before.
We do, actually, considering we're sort of the center hub of everything. I'm sure you're all aware of the...
Well, yeehaw.
Sophie at the back. I'm sure you're all aware of the Battle of Betrayal and all that nonsense, but it's established us in a very good position to be the center of trade. So we have everything coming and going from basically every corner of the continent.
Well, that's wonderful. You must hear amazing news then. Coming through. All the fresh news coming from all the countries. We find ourselves a little bit behind most of the time in ground.
I wouldn't want to live there. I can see why you left.
Yes, it was a little restrictive for our tastes.
I can understand that.
Speaking of news, there was something I was hearing in the last time that we came through. I didn't get the full lowdown, maybe you did. I was hearing something about this dude named Mogul. Do you have any idea what that might be about?
I've heard something along those lines, but
Inside check. Can I see if he reacted like strongly? Did he get like a
Go ahead, do an insight
little,
check.
like, ugh?
Can I assist? Actually, I don't think it's going to be very helpful, but...
no assist.
Natural fucking 20.
No, he seems genuine. Like his reaction wasn't like stunned. His reaction wasn't like a jolt. He's jotting things down. And he's, yes, I think I've heard something about that. As far as I understand it, it's some sort of merchant that's up and coming. I don't pay much attention. I'm very busy. Lydia's just recently appointed me as her assistant. So.
A merchant? That sounds like competition. Any way we could find out more about this fella?
Well, I mean, every merchant is competition for every other merchant, so I can't really help you out
like
there.
We're not merchants.
Do you have a place where you have food for people who are traveling through that we could purchase, perhaps, where you all eat together?
Remember, but softer.
Remember, but make it fashion.
Well, there are quite a few inns and taverns throughout the city. I'm sure you've passed by them. I tend to find that the ones in the outer circle are the ones that have most of the information. It's where a lot of the caravans go, especially so that they can get in and out of the city a bit quicker. Once they get in, the streets get narrower, harder for the caravans. It's all a big mess.
We are looking to spend more time with other merchants as well, because we would like to learn more about this area and you talk when you eat.
Right.
You do.
Is that where merchants?
And he's just like you're an enormous tiefling woman, and he's just like he's seen tiefling women about. They're like here and there. He's never seen one that's 7 feet tall. So every time you open your mouth, he's kind of a little stunned when you speak.
My friend Mary. Ooh.
What I think my friends are trying to say is,
Too many accents!
is there a place we can go and get some food and talk with some other fellow merchants?
It really does depend on the sort of place you want to go, but Residency Row has lots of people, and most of the craftsmen in the city are found in the outer circle in Residency Row.
Well, that sounds great. I think we're gonna have to mosey our way down there.
Mosey our way down there.
Right. Well, welcome to Atesa, and I hope that trade is to your liking here.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
He kind
Much
of
obliged.
bows and
Yeehaw.
he goes off on his way.
Boy howdy.
Just kind of looking
Ooh,
around.
doggy.
Doggy.
Are people, again, it's a place of business, but like, are people mingling? Is there anybody that looks like they're having a casual conversation, anything like that?
There's really no one that seems like they are, like, just... The only people that seem like they're just kind of chatting and chilling are people who look like they're on some kind of a break, that they're taking a pause from whatever they've been doing. It's, middle of the afternoon, so people are starting to kind of wane and get a little tired and stuff like that. You see a couple people that are moving crates around, and they stop to talk to people that they might recognize, but nothing that stands out.
Okay. Are there any doors leading further into the facility? Anything like that?
Yeah, there is a couple. There's one door that is essentially like directly across from the door that you entered in, that leads further in. And then you see one that like is constantly swinging in and out. It is a swinging door, and you see people just kind of coming through and going with. They've got paperwork. They've got like crates of things. You see a couple people that are going and like arguing over prices over something, and
So one is more closed, nobody's really gone through it, and one is kind of a revolving, like, open door.
yeah, like one is like, hey, there's like maybe it's a warehouse, maybe it's like just office space, or like this is where like people go and like hash stuff out. And then there's one that like people are coming and going. It's not like ignored, but it's not like
It's just
the
like a
hub.
big tax collector's office type of thing.
This is the Merchants Guild, and this is the Merchants Guild and Mint. Like that's like a big central fixture of Atesa.
Well, my friends, I think that we might consider talking to a few other people. If you're comfortable talking, we might split up and see if we can find some people to talk to in here. Just casually drop the name, see if anyone reacts.
Sounds good to me.
I was able to get a new spell this morning,
Ooh.
and it is Zone of Truth.
Hell yeah.
So if we could just kind of cluster them all into a 15-foot radius.
Is there any, like, groups? Like, are there people that are grouped together that we could go do things
You
with?
just kind of shuffle in to make yourself a part of one of them groups there.
You see a group of 4 or 5 people who, one of them has like, it looks almost like blueprints. One of them has like a little wooden figurine, and another one has like a couple, like just like a handful of papers that they're flipping through, and they're like comparing notes.
Does that spell happen to alert the people that you are casting it on?
I actually don't know.
I feel
I
like
think
it's
it does.
one-
If
yeah,
they
they
fail-
know.
Oh, in general.
Yeah, I think even if they say, like, even if they fail,
Let me find out.
they know, I think. And I don't think they'd like that very much.
Well, we could just go and talk to some people.
That sounds
What?
like
Yes,
a
that
good
will
plan.
go fucking great.
What?
You sound so podunky. Why?
That's the point. He's disguising his voice.
Right.
Okay, so I'll just see if I can't find someone who looks like they're taking a little bit more of a break. Like, they're not quite going as hard. And I'll go over.
Yeah, okay, so they are aware of it.
Yeah.
You've probably got
We kidnap a merchant.
you've got about 45 minutes left of the spell.
We ask if anybody's rented the mines from the other town.
Yeah,
Because
I
they would
like
have
that.
record of that.
What the
If
fuck is the name of the first town we were in?
Wait, White Flag?
No, we're in White Flag.
White, damn it. I don't know where we are.
Hollow Bell.
Oh well.
Hollow Bell. That. I
The bees.
think that's a good plan. Perhaps. Y'all, this is really hard. Perhaps we can ask around and see who would be the best person to talk to about that.
Can I perception check
Go for it.
the homie? Where's my
Like, is anybody looking for like rocks or shit?
We're looking for somebody that would give us information about renting caves.
That is a
Yeah.
15.
Does anybody here
Oh my God.
know about renting caves?
And then you see like one person at the back, this guy with like huge owl glasses, and he kind of like looks up and he's a little bit hunched over and he's like, that would be my area of expertise.
Goes
and
to
he
DMV. Does anybody know how to rent a car?
and he like
Let's go talk to that guy.
and he comes shuffling over to you, and he's about, if he's 5 feet, he's on his tiptoes, and he's kind of hunched
so
over
him
a
and I are
little
about the
bit.
same height right now.
You are.
I'd be shorter than him normally.
Except he's a human.
Yeah.
And so he comes shuffling over and he pushes his glasses up and he's like, you're wanting to rent caves or land in general?
We were looking specifically at Hollow Bell. We passed through it not too long ago. I know that there's a cave renting going on there. We saw that there was some in the area. Is there a current resident in those caves, or is there a chance that we could maybe take some space?
It is, let me see, Hollow Bell you said?
Yeah, we noticed there were some mines that were potentially being rented.
And he's like pushing up his glasses as he looks at you and he's, let me go see, I have to consult. And so he goes toddling off as I flip Matt like furiously back to session 1.
What?
Well, I think that works pretty well.
Hey, I mentioned someone. Skamos knew the 2 dudes that we found in the caves.
And he comes back and he's got like a little
Cousin
book,
of
a little
Fionna.
book in his hands, and he's yes, there is a cave system in Hollow Bell, but unfortunately it is no longer owned by the kingdom. It has been purchased and paid for by the Fireforge clan.
And the Fireforge clan isn't looking to sell or anything like that.
You would have to ask them. They haven't sent anything to us.
Okay, I'm lacking in information about them. Do you know their specifics, their details?
They're dwarves and they own the caves in Hollow Bell. They've been mining them for some time now.
They were mining them for some time, but they didn't own them before?
No, before they were just renting the area, and then they were able to purchase the area.
Employee-owned business.
We noticed when we were there that there was some people flying the Merchants Guild symbol near the caves. Are the Fireforge clan part of the Merchants Guild?
No, I don't think so.
That's very interesting. Well, thank you very much for your help. That's been very much appreciated.
You're very welcome. If there's any other land purchases you're interested in, then you just come and see me. I'm Mike.
Alright, thank you, Mike. Do any of my friends have any questions for Mr. Mike before we go?
You know any necromancer, elven folk? Hypodermically speaking.
No, not personally. Why are you looking for a necromancer?
Well, he done fucked up one of my buddies. You know what I'm saying?
They usually do. If something turns up, then where can I send you information? Magic is...
Alright, this is a weird lead. Cool, we'll take this.
Well,
Why?
I don't know. We haven't sat down.
We're looking at the outer ring, possibly
I did not ask for you to speak for me.
the Merciful Knight. Tamsin recalls that
That's
from
an expensive
their
one.
past wanderings.
It's pretty pricey there, but you'd be comfortable.
Oh, is there something else you'd recommend?
If you're looking for something in the outer Residency Row, perhaps. He's like, and he glances up at Remember Tiefling. Let me see.
Can I help you? Can I help you with something, my friend? That was a odd look.
Shimmies.
Do you like to fight?
That is pretty fucking. That is really presumptuous. I don't know why you would make an assumption like that about me.
Well, you're big.
Very presumptuous. I will have you know that I love reading books.
Well, at the Dewdrop Inn, if it interests you, they have comfortable lodgings, and every now and then they all fight for money.
Oh fuck, that sounds barbaric. But thank you.
If you happen to catch a lead for my friend here, you can send it there.
All right then.
What was the name of that one?
The Dewdrop Inn.
Oh yeah, someone remember that because I won't. Oh wait. On second note, if that, I forgot what it's called, necromancer, had a mercantile symbol, would that help? I can't hold on to this conversation.
It will help me narrow my search.
I have one more question for you, Mr. Mack. We have some unfinished business with a fella named Mogul. Have you heard of him?
I've been hearing that name more and more. He adjusts his glasses. What is it what sort of business have you had with him?
There was some unpleasantness not too long back ago. We are not looking to fight anyone, understand. We always want to resolve things peacefully, but we simply don't know how to contact him, so we've been searching as we've been going along, trying to find where he might be.
No, I don't know of anything tangible. I've just know that people are saying he's some sort of up-and-coming merchant. But he isn't registered here, so I have no idea what it is. But most of my work is land, so...
Thank you, yeah. Can you remember anyone specific that's been talking about him using his name?
No, just here and there.
What is the movie? What is the movie we just watched? Count of Monte Cristo. This is what's happening.
There's no more information you know about him? I'm sorry, this is a
Cristo.
personal pursuit of ours.
No, nothing
You
that
ever heard that?
nothing that I've heard.
Alright.
Can I see the thingy she gave you earlier, the blue card with the thingy? Okay. Yeah.
Well,
You guys have about half an hour of disguise self.
Thank you.
Wait, this is the same one though.
Yeah.
That I received.
Yeah.
But this is the same one that they have.
Yeah.
I just let you doodle this sign. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is the same symbol. Right?
That's the symbol of the Merchants Guild.
Right. This is the one they had.
Yes.
I think he's got it.
He said that it would help him if I showed him the symbol.
No, I said that it will help me find him, knowing that he's tied to the Merchants Guild.
We gotta go.
Alright,
It's
well,
getting
on
weird.
that note, I gotta go.
Mr. Mark, you've been very helpful. Thank you very much for your
My listening
kind
skills.
attention to us. We are incredibly grateful for it.
Of course. And what was your name?
My name's Paul.
Polly. Right.
Meredith.
What?
Meredith.
She meant to say Meredith, but she's got an accent, you know them types.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
What do you
no.
mean? What do you mean, them type? I've had quite enough of this talk
Well,
today. I'm going to
I'm
read my
Hank,
books.
but I think it's time I get my friends here. We get some
Bulldog.
rest. So
Sounds
have a good
like
one.
you
Bye.
need it.
It's pretty
Yep.
Remember's version of being disguised is to like say the opposite of everything that she thinks is interesting. Oh my god. I love
Okay.
her so
All right.
That's
So
Disengaging from Mike.
So you guys disengage from Mike. You've got Josa over there who is still keeping an eye on you, like you're supposedly new merchants in the area, and now you've been yelling about purchasing or renting caves. So
So we're just sending good old Hicks into the city for the
Trying
first
to
time.
find seven
Are we
lives.
leaving?
I would like
I'm
to
in
talk
town
to,
for a while.
We've gotten the same information, so twice is can be a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern. So I'd like to find at least one more person who knows.
Do you want to
that
use
he
the whole
spoke
spell
of.
here, or do you want to go talk to other merchants?
Ship in harbor is safe, but that's not how ships do, my friend.
Well, let's go. Are there any other traveling? Can I look around? Does it look like anybody else is wearing like traveling clothes has been on the road recently?
not in here.
Not in here.
Listen, I know we need to gather information, but I've just found out that I can fight people for money, and I don't know what the fuck we've been doing this entire time, but I could make us a lot of money really quickly.
I feel like I could get in on that.
So whatever more conversations we're done, right? We asked the questions we need to ask. We can.
Fighty, fighty.
I want
If
to
you
talk to
wa-
Lydia. I want to talk to Lydia.
I
go
cast
for it.
Zone of Truth on Lydia.
Lydia, you
She's
don't
gone.
quite know where she
No, I was
is.
just kidding.
She
about
left.
it. I was like, wait, no, backfire.
That was a fun joke time.
Shan't use my 2nd level slot.
I'm sure I could get really good information by fighting people. I'm sure something will happen.
We just punched it out of
You
them.
did great.
I
don't know.
think like if we go and talk to some merc, wow, the
I had
accent.
the same one, and I melded the two, and I was like,
I feel if we go
Coronation.
talk to some merchants, yeah, I can't do it now with that.
French Magnolia.
I feel like
I don't know.
Your timer on this
well-
spell is going down.
I think
Shit,
we should
dip.
talk to some other merchants.
All right,
Oh,
can we
that's
get
so
to
Which one did you get? Red and white or brown? Red and white is peppermint.
can we get to that to where they said in Residency Row where the craftsmen are, where the traveling craftsmen are? Could we get to somewhere where we could talk to someone traveling in the next like 25 minutes? 20 minutes optimum.
If you run, like it's like think of like if you have to go through the Golden Heart, you have to go over the bridge, you have to go through the Silver Circle,
The
woods.
and then
Grandmother's
into
house.
Residency
We're
Row.
here, we might as well use this spell because we're gonna waste a lot of the spell. We're gonna waste a third of the spell.
Alright, let's
trying to
find
get
out.
somewhere
Let me
new.
perception. I'm perceptioning who I should talk to, if any. That's a 1. I can't see anything. I'm blind.
Sabine goes to like see if there's anyone else around, and like you run into someone who just kind of like pushes you back, and they're like, "Watch what you're doing."
I'm so
Like,
sorry.
And they kind of like throw you a glance over their shoulder as they go off.
As I turn around, she's like, flicks them off like a 6th grader.
Remember,
Gonna-
whatever the this country's version of a high five or fist bump is what is presented to you from
Remember, and they're just like, yeah.
I'm gonna go back over to Joseph real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph, I have a
What's
quick
it?
question. We're looking for maybe some friends who might be traveling in the area as well. Have you had anyone on record that's been traveling recently that has just come into town?
Not recently, no.
Alright. Have you, on your record, I have a few people that I've done business with in the past. I've heard they come through this area sometimes. Have you any recent record of maybe a Colleen?
Let me see.
hell?
The merchant who was selling sparkling starlight to...
That was some time ago, I believe. I don't actually have her in my record in front of me, so it was quite some time ago.
Alright. That's no worry then, that's alright. Do you know where Lydia ended up? I actually just remembered a question I had for her.
She's likely in her office.
Oh, wonderful. Is it alright if I go knock on the door, or do I need an appointment?
An appointment would probably get you in a lot faster, but if you knock and she's not busy, then I don't see her turning you away.
Wonderful, thank you.
Which way is her office?
That way, and he like points towards like a little door that's actually like open right now.
Okay.
And it's that same office that you were in before.
Yeah. We wouldn't know where her office
Oh yeah,
is.
no, I know.
So,
Gotta bail.
How much
how
time do we
long?
have left?
Yeah.
You've got about 20 minutes.
Okay. Setting an internal timer. Gonna go over and just kind of like lightly knock on the door and see if she's available.
And she looks up from her desk.
Miss Lydia, I just remembered that I had a question for you.
Yes.
Somebody had mentioned a name to me, and you seem like someone who seems to know pretty much everything in this place.
As I should.
Yes, as you should. You are a very accomplished woman. I'm very impressed.
Oh lord.
But this person, I've done business with them in the past, and I'm simply looking to reconnect. Have you heard the name Mogul by any chance?
Here and there. Nothing of note.
Inside check.
Is this the person that you're looking for?
Someone related. I have heard that they do decent business, and I was looking to make a name, but I can't seem to lock him down.
From what I understand, not many people can. I actually don't even have him on my records. But
That's
the name is popping up enough now that I'm hoping to get it there eventually.
That is interesting. Do you know? Have you heard anything about what he's traded, or? All I've been told is that he's a good merchant to trade with.
From what I understand, it's a little bit of everything. Which is not unbelievable, just a bit suspicious considering he's not in my notes.
So you don't have any record of him anywhere, even people who have traded with him before.
Unfortunately, no, which makes me believe that it's just people blowing smoke.
All right. For someone as fastidious as you are, do you happen to have the name of anyone who has mentioned him and done business with him?
No, I don't really write down everything I hear.
Shame. That's all right.
I
All
do.
right. Well, then I think that's about all that I need to know for right now. Thank you for your warm welcome into your town and into your guild. It's been much appreciated.
And pleasure doing business with you in the future.
Absolutely. Have a nice day, Miss Lydia.
And you. And she just kind of nods and goes back to her work.